Hello everyone. So today I will explain debouncing and throttling. So first of all, we will see what is debouncing. So debounce and throttling. Debounce in JavaScript. So first of all, I will explain debounce. So in that debounce ensures that a function is only executed after a certain time has passed since it was last called. Debounce ensures that a function is only executed after a certain time has passed since it was last called. So this is debounce. And if I talk about use case, so in that use case, when we typing in a search box and you don't want to fire an API call every key press, but after the user stops typing in 500 milliseconds. Like in use case, when typing in a search box. Okay, when writing we when typing in a search box, we don't want to fire an API call and every key press, but after the use stops typing for 500 milliseconds. So that's how we can use. So I will explain now in code. So I created two files for like index.html and index.js. So first of all, in index.html, I will write a script and then src index.js. It is a test. Now I want like an h1 tag, hello world, and then I want one input field because we will write in input, and we will give id for search input. Search input. So I will explain how it will work. So first of all, I will create one function and function name is debounce, and then two parameters. First is function and then delay, and then let timeout id, and then return function, and then args, and then we will add clear timeout. If you don't know about clear timeout, so I created one separate video for clear timeout. What is clear timeout? So you can watch, you can go and you can watch what is clear timeout. I will pass timeout id, and then timeout equal to set timeout, I also created for set timeout. If you don't know, so you can watch my video which I already explained in my previous video. You can go and first you can watch. Then you will understood the how Debounce will work because you know about like set timeout and clear timeout. And then func dot apply. We will apply. And then this dot arcs. And then we call delay. Okay. Now again I will create one function. It is handle search, and then I will handle search, and then event and console dot log, and we can write some text searching for, and then event dot target dot value. Okay, and then I will assign one variable like const debounce, debounce search, debounce, and then handle search, and then it will 500 millisecond, and then we call it document dot get element by id, and id I already defined in search input in index.html. So in that search input, and then dot add event listener, and then input and debouncers. Okay, first I will run, then I will explain this whole code. I will run in Chrome browser. Yeah, see. I will open inspect, so there you can see. So if I will write something like, see, cannot read property reading target, it is giving error handle search. Okay, what is the error? Function debounce return function, and then dot args. Okay, it is fine, and then clear timeout id, and then timeout id set timeout I call, and then func apply dot this dot args. Yeah, it is fine, and then delay. Okay, and then function handle search, and it is event. Okay, and console dot log searching for event dot target dot value, and const debounce search and debounce handle search. Maybe it is handle search. It is in 500, and document dot get element by id, and then it search input dot add event listener and input and debounce search. Now I will check. Cannot read properties of undefined reading target. 11 number line. event dot target dot value. So why it is giving error? So it is giving error. Search input is it is fine. Event dot target dot value. It is also fine. Searching for console dot log. Now I will check reading target. Why it is giving reading target? ID it is fine. Hello world. And then debounce function delay and let timeout. Okay. And then return function. And then argument. And then clear timeout. Timeout ID. And then timeout ID equal to like set timeout and then arrow function and then its function dot apply these. Acha, here I mention dot. See, it is working fine. I'm giving this so it will you can understand. See, if I will write Ria, see it is printed Ria. If I will like stop anywhere, so it will comes in next line. See, I stop and then it is comes in next line. Okay. If I will like RIYA, see, if I will stop anywhere, it will come in next line. See, okay. If I will fast write RIYA, see, it is coming in one line. So now I will explain this code about the. So that is the function debounce that take two parameters function and delay. Okay, in that function the actual function we want to eventual run like handle search. Okay, and then delay how much time in millisecond we want to wait after the last event. And the I just declare create a one variable timeout and inside debounce. Okay, and then it will store the id. It will store the id of the timer started by set timeout. See, it will store the ID and timer will start the set timeout, and then so we can cancel it if needed and returning a new function. See, returning a new function. And debounce returns a new function. This returns function will be attached to the event listener later debounce search. Okay, and it asks like yeah, it asks capture all argument passed when the event triggers. Example the event object and clear timeout. I use for every time user types input event fires, it first clears the previous timer. Okay, and meaning if the user types fast, it keep cancelling old timer. And timeout ID, a new timer set timeout starts after the delay milliseconds like 500 millisecond. It will run function which is handle search and func dot apply. It is it is like these dot args and dot apply. It is used to preserve the these context and pass the original event arguments. And so inside handle search event dot target dot value will still work correctly. So this is a real function we want to debounce. It simply locks when the user typed. Okay. And the debounce search is now the debounce version of handle search, and it attaches to the input even if input box with id search input. In simple word, we can say each time you type, it waits 500 millisecond before running the search, and if you type again before 500 millisecond, the timer resets. Only when you stop typing for 500 millisecond, handle search actually runs. So that's all about debounce. Now I will explain throttle. Throttle. So throttle ensures that a function is called at most once every specified time interval, no matter how many times the event is triggered. Throttle ensures that a function is called at most once every specified time interval, no matter how many times the event is triggered. So that is throttle. And use case of throttle, it is listening to a scroll or resize event where referring to many events can cause use performance issue. Use case. So in that, listening to a scroll. So that is throttle. Now I will explain in with one example. So I will comment this out and then throttle. And this time I will remove, sorry, I will comment input box and then hello world only. Okay. And then I will create one function. Function name is throttle. O double T L E throttle, and then two parameters func and then limit. Okay, and then let create one variable, let last call 0, and then return function, and then function name is nothing, only args, and then const now equal to date dot now, and if now minus last call greater than or equal to limit, then only last call equal to now, and func dot apply these args, and then I will create one function that is related to handle scroll, and then I will do console.log scroll event at new date new date to stringify to ISO stringify, and then I will create one variable const throttle throttle scroll throttle and handle scroll in 1000 millisecond, and then window dot add event listener, and then scroll, and then throttle scroll. So that's how it will work. But for scrolling, yeah, so for scrolling it is not enough. We can give height or width in hello world. So I will attach, first of all I will create style.css or index.css, index.css, and in that I will attach link dot slash index.css. In that class hello, height 3000 pixel, and then background color like aqua. Yeah, see, it is working fine. If I will scroll, see what will happen. Scroll evented, it will give the time. At what time it will, see, it will date and time in every scroll. So that's how throttle is working. Now we'll explain code. So in that I create one function that is related to two parameters, and then I created one variable last call equal to 0, and then return one function. Okay, and initialize the variable value is 0. Okay, and then function, that function we want to like control example handle scroll, and the limit minimum time in millisecond between two allowed calls, example 1000 millisecond equal to 1 second, and last call keeps track of when the function was last successfully called. Okay, and in that initialize to 0 meaning initially the function has not been called yet, and returning a new function, and return new function throttle returns a new function, and this function will later be attached to the event and listener throttles scroll, and dot triple dot like args it allowed to accept any arguments passed to it like an event object, and now is like const now date dot now it's new stores the current timestamp number of milliseconds since Jan 1 like 1970, and checking if condition uh, if now like last call greater than or equal to limit, so check has at least limit millisecond passed since the last allow call, and if yes we allow running the function again, and if no we skip running it to control the rate. and then update the last call out to now, meaning function just executed, and func dot apply these args calls the original function. Dot apply insers the correct this context and passes any event data or argument it received. Okay, and then I created again one function, that is function handle scroll, and it is like it is simple handle scroll function, and even time it run it logs the current time. It will logs current time. See, and then hooking the call, I just create one variable throttle scroll, and is the throttle version of handle scroll. It is attached to the scroll event, and no matter how fast the user scroll, the event handler will fire at most once every 1 second. So in simple word we can say, even if the user scrolls 100 times per second, handle scroll will only run once every 1 second, and throttle is useful for performance optimization on heavy event like scrolls, resize, mouse move, etc. So that's how throttle and debounce in JS. That's it for throttle and debounce. If you like this video, so please share and subscribe. If you have any doubt, you can comment down in in chat. So that's all about throttle and debounce. Thank you.